Hello there, I'm SkyGuytheJedi, and I have some ideas. Yeah, I can have those. In this video, we're going to discuss some of those ideas, a bunch of ways to improve Star Wars Jedi Challenges, to make it even better than it is today. You're going to hear what I think would be the single biggest improvement that this game could possibly make, and if that excites you enough to just want to take action right now, then go and do that. Go follow the links that I put in the video description below, where you can go vote, vote on the ideas that we're going to talk about here. Lenovo looks at that stuff, so go and do that. When you're done, come back here and we will talk more about it. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Chewie, punch it. Punch it.
I am happy to see you again.
Star Wars Jedi Challenges has 3 game modes. Holochess mode, where you can play holochess against a computer. Strategic combat, where you can command a battlefield against a computer. And finally, lightsaber battles, where you can lightsaber battle, you guessed it, a computer. Fair warning, most of these ideas are pretty much exclusive to lightsaber battles. I've got a lot of ideas going on up here about all 3 game modes, but to put them all in one video would be ridiculous. The thing would be like 2 hours long. It would take a month just to render. So right now, lightsaber battles only, and we're gonna dive right into number 9, more lightsaber colors. So in the beginning, when you first start Jedi Challenges, you are just a lowly Padawan learner rocking the classic blue lightsaber. Then you beat the game on the easiest first encounter difficulty, you get promoted to the rank of Jedi Knight, and you're given the option of using a green lightsaber. You can still use the blue, but now you can also use a green. Cool. Then when you beat the entire game on the hardest epic difficulty, you beat the Archivist and all that, you get promoted to the rank of Jedi Master, and you get a purple lightsaber. Awesome. Just like Mace Windu. Double awesome. But where are the other colors? Where's red? I was expecting red. I know the game is technically called Jedi Challenges, but this is bullshit. Where is the yellow? Temple Guards, where is the black? Bo-Katan? Yeah, Bo-Katan, if that's even your real name. Where is the white? Where is the liquid white? Bob Ross? Come on, guys. Can't be that hard to add a couple extra lightsaber colors in there, can it? No, really, can it? Number 8, more lightsaber hilts. Let's add some variety to these lightsaber handles that we get to use. Again, don't get me wrong, this is great. This is the classic Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Rey, whatever kind of walker she is. A lot of people have had this lightsaber. I mean, even the Wampa, for God's sakes. The Wampa had this lightsaber at one point. It's a classic, but let's face it, there are a lot of other really cool lightsaber designs out there. Darth Maul's double-bladed lightsaber. Ezra's staple gun lightsaber, which I just think is a really funny way of describing that thing. It'd be amazing to have more lightsaber hilts to hold in your hand while playing the game. And it would also probably be a really good idea for you, Lenovo, because you know if you have multiple designs out in the market, I'd be all over that. Even if we could only use them one at a time, I would use them interchangeably, you know, depending on my mood, depending on the time of day, or I don't know, day of the week, whatever. What day is it? Throwback Thursday? Give me the classic. What time is it? Oh look, it's 6:30. Give me that Count Dooku, right? Maybe one day you make and release a Darksaber design. That's cool too. I would be all over that. I would use it on Fridays. Call it Black Friday. Who knows? Next up, number 7, consider adding a blaster. How cool would it be to have a lightsaber in one hand and a blaster pistol in the other? Now, I know a lot of you purists out there would argue that the lightsaber is the Jedi's weapon. But I mean, come on. Look at Kanan Jarrus, look at Ezra. They both dual wield those things all the time. Let's face it, a civilized age we are no longer in. Did I just speak like Yoda? Been watching way too much Star Wars. No, I haven't. But if having two different devices play this game is just like way too much for the game to handle, consider like fusing the two together. Again, like Ezra's staple gun. That thing is a lightsaber and pew 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 pew, a pistol type thing all together. So consider adding. Oh, I actually have a plane to catch. You know what? We're gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna pick this up on the plane. So I'll see you in a couple hours. Okay, so I'm actually on a plane right now, but we're still gonna try to do this. Number 6, upgradable force powers. Have force powers and passive abilities range in terms of how powerful they are. The more you play, the more powerful they become. So for example, let's say you're a Padawan, your force push might have a very low range of attack, meaning if there are 6 droids in front of you, maybe you can only kill 3 at a time with force push. If you're battling a boss, maybe the boss has a 50% chance of dodging your attack. Not only that, but maybe you have to wait like a really long time just to use force push. Jedi Knights, on the other hand, they can kill 4 droids at a time with a force push. The boss only has a 40% chance of dodging an attack, rather than 50. Maybe they can use the force way more often than a Padawan could. An upgrade system like that is just going to want to make you play way more because you're going to want to feel more like a more powerful Jedi. That power shift between a Padawan and a Jedi Knight and a Jedi Master is just going to feel way more realistic, way more significant with that kind of system in place. Way more than a new lightsaber color or a new passive ability. And I'm sure that there are other upgrade systems out there that could also do the trick, but the one that I'm describing is something that I think Star Wars Battlefront 2 is doing nowadays, where the more you play, the more upgrades you can have with your force powers. I think it's a very good system. It works for me. And actually my next idea is something else that Battlefront 2 also does, but I think I have to get off the plane in a second, so we're gonna have to pick this up in a bit. Number 5, force currency. That's loud. I apologize. While it's true that Battlefront lets you upgrade various force powers and abilities, you can only do so once you've accumulated and spent enough star cards. And this could take a long time, especially because there are just so many choices that you can make. What do you want to upgrade first? Your force push, your insight, your dash strike, and for who? You've got Luke, you've got Rey, you have Yoda, you have all these characters, all these force powers and abilities. Which one are you going to pick first? And this creates a feeling of like scarcity. It requires you to prioritize your resources, your energy in such a way that it just naturally differentiates you from other players, just because there are so many different paths that you can choose. This ability to like kind of customize your connection with the Force, it's super important to feeling like a real Jedi. Take Obi-Wan. He is a master of Soresu, a very defensive fighting style. Mace Windu, purple lightsaber, master of Vapad. Yoda. Enough said. These are all things that they all prioritized and worked on enough until they're literally known by those skills. Hang on, check this out. Yeah, pretty cool. And if you were to ask most of us who our favorite Jedi is, I don't think anyone would say, oh, that guy, because he's the same as everyone else. No. I think we would answer with someone who is known for like something in particular, something special that sets them apart from the crowd. And the more that we can customize our experience with the game, the more that we can separate ourselves from the crowd, the more realistic this game is going to feel for us. And I think that's the goal. Number 4, a wrist device. This next idea was suggested by Dr. Joseph Kim. No, he's not my doctor. His idea was to have a separate device that attaches to your wrist that activates force push when you extend your arm. Pretty good idea. Having another device like that would free up the activation matrix on your lightsaber, maybe for using a separate second force ability. Another great idea. I had a very similar idea to all of this, and that's using a device that many people already have, a smartwatch. Oh God, is it bright out here. So take this Apple Watch for example. These already have built-in Bluetooth, accelerometers, gyroscopes, and software development kits that let developers use the motion data from this watch for their apps. So it's not too hard to imagine being able to activate an ability like force push by extending your arm. Something else that this Apple Watch already has, it can vibrate. Having the watch vibrate while you use a force power could add another very important dimension to this game. Like, imagine if your lightsaber didn't vibrate when it clashed with someone else's. It'd feel like a completely different game, right? Like something super important is missing from the overall experience. The ultimate version of this would be something called the Mayo Gesture Control Armband, which is able to detect several different arm gestures by sensing the individual muscle fibers of your forearm. So something like that would be super awesome, but it might drive the price up a little too high. In the meantime, what I'm really interested in right now is getting over there to the Disney Springs area. That's gonna be our next stop. Okay, number 3, Star Wars Sith challenges. Add another dimension in the game where instead of fighting for the light, you would be fighting for the dark. A Sith version of the Archivist would teach you how to use Force Choke, Force Lightning, and Hatred to overpower your enemies. You would get the chance to fight clones, rebels, and Jedi, and instead of blocking indicators, you would now have attacking indicators because Sith are always on the offensive, right? I think so. So now the Jedi would have to defend against you. Jedi like Anakin and Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Kanan, Ezra, Rey, Yoda. They would all differ in terms of combat style and in who they call on for reinforcements. So just imagine Yoda being this little green blur, constantly jumping around, dodging most of your attacks. If you're fighting Kanan and Ezra, maybe that could be like fighting the Praetorian Guards, but instead of having the guards take turns attacking you, Kanan and Ezra will take turns defending against you. And when they're in trouble, maybe Hera and Sabine and even Zeb will just appear out of nowhere and start firing at you. And maybe Zeb can even come at you with his bow rifle. That would be pretty sick. Another fun thing to think about is what these light side heroes would say in a fight. You know, like what do you think Obi-Wan Kenobi would say?
You have allowed this Dark Lord to twist your mind. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. You have become the very thing you swore to destroy. I will do what I must.
Yeah, I think the dark side would be a lot of fun. Number 2, add a storyline. These next few things are especially important and are the reasons why I literally traveled across the country this weekend. So Jedi Challenges has kind of just felt like a training simulator up until this point. We've been fighting droids, stormtroopers, and Sith Lords, learning more about the Force, about what it takes to command a battlefield, but for what? There aren't any real stakes in this game. Like, there are no hot senators from Naboo that need to be rescued or secret Death Star plans to steal. It'd be cool if there was some sort of campaign, something that makes us put our new Jedi skills to good use, right? Because what could be better than that? Doing it with someone else. Number 1, expanded multiplayer. This is what I think would be the ultimate improvement to the game, and I can make an entire video going much more in depth about what exactly I envision and why I think it's so important. But basically it's this. Jedi Challenges can feel a bit lonely after a while. I mean, imagine playing any game by yourself. It can get pretty old very quickly. You're much more likely to have fun and want to keep playing if you're doing it with someone else, with a group of people, a team, your friends, whoever. Working together toward a common goal is what I think is at the root of what Star Wars is about. I mean, just think about it. The rebellion, the resistance, even the Sith. Like the Sith, whose core values include greed and selfishness, basically, they have a rule of 2. Not a rule of 1. So working together is super important. Having a storyline with a goal and being a part of a team that achieves that goal together are 2 things that I think Jedi Challenges is really missing, and what I think Star Wars Secrets of the Empire is excelling at. And that's where I am right now. I'm at the Void in Disney Springs, Orlando. This is an incredible experience, and if you're a Star Wars fan, I really recommend coming here. Check it out. is so good to be back. Out of that humidity. For real though. What even is humidity? Why is there water in the air? That is not where it belongs. Okay, so Secrets of the Empire. New t-shirt. They weren't allowed to speak to me in front of a camera. It would be considered talking to the media. And they would need like all sorts of approvals for that sort of thing. But hey, if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. I get that. But you're wrong and I hate you. I'm just kidding. Secrets of the Empire is a really amazing experience. If you want to find out more about it, check out their website. I put a link down below for you. I really, really recommend it, especially if you already enjoy Jedi challenges, because this, oof, it's on a whole other level. So that's it for this video, guys. But for every person, listen, for every person that subscribes to my channel, you will be getting a free limited edition, very limited, Funko Pop Archivist bobblehead. It's so limited actually that they don't even make them yet, but maybe, I don't know, one day. But for real guys, if you enjoyed the video, please force push that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're not already following me on Instagram, then what are you doing? I'll see you guys next time, which, if I'm being honest, might be another couple of weeks. I'm just super busy for these next 2 months. But I don't know, maybe I'll put something short out next week. If you want to find out, as soon as I post something, hit that bell icon right next to the subscribe button. YouTube will send you a little pop-up notification on your phone as soon as I do that. Cool. So, until then, as always, I basically just forgot what I always say at the end of a video. As always, may the Force be with you, and remember,
pass on what you have learned. That is the true burden of all masters.